like basketball. I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
Shit, was that a Bill O'Reilly reference? Let's do
Is
it
that
live.
what he says?
Yeah. He like screams at his I don't know, his staff or whatever. He's like, "Fuck it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live." That's us right now. Hello everybody. Got to swallow real quick. Welcome back to the State of the League podcast, late night edition. I'm your host Jack, aka Jokic Joestar. With me, as always, is the world famous Pablo Escobar. I am recording 2 rooms down from my parents, so if I seem a little reserved tonight, I promise it's not that I'm not excited to see you. I have to be a little bit quiet because people are sleeping in this household, not degenerates like us who record a podcast at 10 p.m.
This is guys. It's breaking news. We had to get on it.
Yeah, so Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race.
We're
Probably
recording this about 12 hours after it happened,
Yeah.
so we're on the pulse.
We are tapped into the fucking news cycle, baby. So yeah, we could just got a golden lobbyist request right off the bat. I didn't even write down who asked this, so I'm sorry. We got several
They'll
like
know.
this.
Real ones know.
Yeah, real ones are just happy to have their thoughts expressed. Real ones remember when we didn't even say names for the lobbyist request. It was just completely anonymous. So this person says, which NBA player should replace Biden as the nominee? Who do you feel like?
Well, so would it be someone who would be better than him, or are we looking for someone who would be the same thing as him?
Grant Williams.
Oh, okay. Well, Grant Williams is a different kind of guy. Grant Williams I could see him being a politician one day. But he's so annoying. Everyone is so mad at him all the time for being so annoying. So I don't know. He's got a different vibe than Joe Biden. Who are the old men? It's hard because basketball doesn't give you brain damage. There's probably a lot of NFL players we could find to be the next
Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker. Yeah, he's basically he's Joe Biden if he did push-ups more.
Yeah, which is pretty much RFK, as we know. So I mean, damn, this is just like a cyclical thing.
Every time I hear that man speak, I think we got to do something. This sounds painful. Like, why is he up here? This is horrible. We got to put him down. Not me. I'm not.
No, I'm not involved in anything like that.
No, that's not me, of course.
Not me. And we don't condone anything like that on this podcast. And if it were to happen, the official stance of the podcast would be like, oh no, that's terrible. But, a little hush hush, little late night action off the record. Boop. And then like we censor it. Because it's not
That might be a room for that worm.
Little more room for the worm to wiggle around. I don't want to hurt the worm. So yeah, I guess Joe Biden drops out of the presidential race. Did you see Bill Simmons? Have you listened to the new podcast Bill Simmons dropped?
No, was he cooking?
Well, the title of the podcast is Biden drops out, an NBA 6-pack, and Heat 2 ideas with a bunch of the Ringer people. So
nice.
it's just a classic. It's a classic Simmons masterclass.
I thought of the perfect person just now to take over for Biden. Doc Rivers. We need Doc Rivers in there. And so he walks into the office. He's like, we haven't had much time to campaign, so but I hate this position, but someone's got to be in it.
Someone's got to step up. I guess it'll be me. Doc Rivers would be cool because he would be really good at shifting the blame every time there's like a PR disaster from the president's like the entire like Israel Palestine thing. He would just be like, what am I supposed to do about what Netanyahu's got going on over there?
I'm focused on our guys.
I'm focused on our guys. We're going to continue to focus on that and get where we want to be. God, I fucking love Doc Rivers, man. I mean, him and RFK should have like a challenge to see who talks longer for charity and see whose throat starts to
Oh
bleed
my
first.
god, that's a that's a Mr. Beast challenge waiting to happen. Um, but DeAndre Ayton as president, and like we go into another Great Depression, and then after 6 months, he's like, I didn't have my mattress in the Oval Office, or in the White House. I've been on an air mattress this whole time, so I've been doing bad.
Oh, okay. For me, for some reason, Vince Carter popped up. Like Vince Carter was 5 or 6 years ago, I would say he was before it was like LeBron, the oldest player to do everything ever. Vince Carter was like the NBA's definitive old man, but he was still so like coherent and lovable that to brand him as Biden is that just feels super unfair to him.
That's like Parks and Rec Joe Biden, back when people were like, look at this guy. We see him
This guy,
sometimes. Love this
which is
guy.
crazy because he had been like bad the entire time leading up to that too.
Yeah, he's just been a loser his entire career. He's been the worst. And as soon as we get the spotlight on him, he shrivels.
He shrivels, he shrinks, he's not a big game player. Trey Young as the president, I bet he'd be if you get him in Madison Square
Oh,
Garden, he'd be pretty cool.
fireside chats. He gets on the radio every morning just to say another day, another opportunity, and then gets off.
Ice tub side chats with Trey Young, with President Trey Young. That fucking rocks. Um, so I understand we were supposed this is a late night television program, as you all know. You all turned
Mhm.
on your TV sets to tune into this. And late night TV, what do they have? They have non sequitur comedic one-liners, I guess. And me and my co-host Pablo Escobar have prepared some of these for this very topical moment we have right now. Do you want to lead off?
Yeah, I only ended up with two. Guys, I texted him. I said, let's come up with 5 late
Are you
night jokes about
serious?
Biden. I had to scrap a lot of them. I was like, that's a little too much. That's something that's a little too edgy. I can't do that. And then I was caught between trying to make an actual good one and then trying to imagine what a Jimmy Fallon would do. I was trying to get into the
Oh, I didn't
headspace
adopt that
of a
angle at
Jimmy Fallon.
all.
All right, but well, that's where I said. So I'll start. Um, so imagine Jimmy Fallon saying this. So Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race with a few months ago to go. Surprising, right? But we shouldn't be surprised. His name is literally Joe Biden.
That's really good. Wow,
That's literally Jimmy Fallon.
that is Jimmy Fallon, and then they all have like a rotating cast of like little fucking guys off to the side that like laugh at everything they say, and
Who
they're like,
is Jimmy
"Oh, Jimmy."
Fallon's guy?
I don't know. I don't know. He has Guillermo, like the parking lot
Oh,
security guy, who he has propelled to like B-list celebrity fame. But I don't
oh
know
no,
if he
that's
really.
Jimmy Kimmel.
That's Kimmel.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Huh, I always thought it was Fallon. Whatever. The Jimmys were more famous and influential than they are anyways at this point. So,
Mm.
my first one, I tried to connect him to basketball a little bit. My last three kind of fell off. Joe Biden hurt his team in the process of waiting way too long to retire. What is he, Kobe Bryant? And then
Ah,
parentheses, he's also like probably a sex criminal at some point along the line.
he did. Tara Reid, shout out Tara Reid, the
Okay,
the aide
cool.
that he sexually assaulted.
Wow, what is he? Kobe Bryant? What is this guy? Kobe Bryant? What's your next one?
um, the crap. Okay, so I should have wrote it down. I have it in my
Oh
head,
my god, are you
but
serious?
it's
You
it's
you
about
texted me
it's
the
about
bit.
the word. I was driving to the Cracker Barrel. It's because I was like, no one will bother me when I'm parked in the Cracker Barrel. They're allowed to. You're allowed to park overnight in the Cracker Barrel, so no one
Is
will
that
harass you.
true?
Yeah, I found out because my dad's an RV guy, and so he's like,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
you're allowed to park in the Cracker Barrel. Um,
All right, well, park your joke into the
Yeah,
fucking microphone,
I'm
buddy.
not gonna. It's gonna be outside the lines, but so President Biden lost his job to a black woman. People are questioning if it's DEI. No, Joe Biden. I think it's because you're gonna DIE.
Whoa. That was really good. That was fun. Oh, I like that one. Oh, yeah. The applause sign is blinking, everybody. You need to clap for Mr.
Guys, after we say this, can you applaud so
Yeah.
it'll sound better?
Applauding on the computer, you have to hit the like button and also subscribe. That's how you electronically
Nice.
applaud, everybody, if you didn't know. Okay, my next one. In 1994, after sponsoring one of the crime bills directly responsible for mass incarceration, Joe Biden ran into NBA Defensive Player of the Year Hakeem Olajuwon, and he said, "I don't know who's locked up more black guys, you or me." And Hakeem responded, "Definitely you," and then he dunked on him. So that would be more like a late night show skit, I feel like, where Hakeem walks out and everyone's like, "Oh, oh my god."
um, Joe Joe Biden, when asked why he retired, answered, "I just lost the love of the game. After the 100,000th civilian, it doesn't hit the same as it used to."
Wow. Holy shit. I saw estimates at 186,000, everybody. The
Oh,
world is the world is getting better. It's getting better.
that's a war. That's a two-sided war. It's even. Just one side is doing 99.99999% of the
and
damage.
we're funding it. We're giving them free school while it's happening. That's super sick. Oh my god, this rocks. Joe Biden is always eating ice cream, which is a weird thing to keep feeding a guy with a frozen brain.
Ah, nice.
God. All right. What do I got? Two more here. This one, not really. There's no punchline here. I just wrote down there's no way Kamala expected it to take this long for her to take a step towards the presidency when she called on that phone call and she said, "We did it, Joe." Like she thought she was getting in here within like 2 years, I feel like.
She was like she was really restraining herself for saying I did it. She had to like write down "we" on a piece of paper in front of her. I
Um,
just thought of a good one. So so Joe Biden dropped out, and yeah, people are shocked, huh? Yeah. Oh, Biden guy in the crowd. Where are you from? Oh, Michigan. Yeah, Joe Biden wouldn't be the first dropout to bang a junior college professor.
I don't understand that one as much.
That's his. Oh wait, no. Oh, it would be better to say he dropped out so he could bang a junior college professor more, because that's what his wife is. She's
Oh,
Dr.
that's what his
Joe
wife
Biden.
was. Wow, that's really good. Oh, that rocks. My last one.
I hate Joe Biden so much. I thought I was gonna get free community college. She's such a liar.
Joe Biden, if we want to talk, okay, so what was Ivanka's like vice president or not not vice president, like first lady thing? What was her school lunches? Do we know?
Ivanka?
Yeah, sorry. Melania. I
Oh,
don't know.
Melania.
I did not know
Oh,
Trump's wife.
she did like an anti-bullying campaign. And people were like, "Okay, your husband's the biggest bully in the world."
Your husband your husband is going on TV and he's like, "Hey, yeah, this guy has a fucking pencil neck. Don't listen to anything he has to say." To be honest, I'm shocked he's still like I can't if I was him, I would have killed myself by now. I just like he's such a fucking loser and she's the first lady going, "Yeah, be nice to everybody. Be kind. It's really important. You never know what someone else is going through." Tell it I mean, she doesn't have any sway in that relationship, I suppose, but tell it to your fucking husband, lady. Jeez.
I feel like I have not seen them together since 2016.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess maybe I'm just like not really that locked into Trump's public appearances. That is something so like Trump's ban from Twitter I feel like did remove him from the public eye for a lot of people, myself included.
Mhm.
Like I feel like that was where we were getting the most direct action with him, and with him getting banned, like I feel like even some of the news coverage around him like dissipated, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he definitely lost some juice there for a while. Um, and I thought he was completely cooked, but he's regained it a little bit. And I do feel like I felt like after the attempt on him, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, this guy's invincible now. But
Yeah.
now it already feels like it's been run into the ground. I'm like, yeah, that was a while ago. That's old news. So
You didn't capitalize on it.
now we got Mamala. That's the big story.
Oh my god. Yeah, shout out to Mamala. It's crazy how many people are just like unironically like she rocks. Like I don't know. Psycho cop vibes don't they don't like I guess after months of Joe Biden like actively abrasively being like no I'm going to give a trillion more dollars to Israel as they kill innocent people, somebody who she's also done all of that stuff, but I guess like the fact that she giggles, people just fuck with it.
Yeah, it will nothing basically nothing will change except for the fact that she will complete her sentences and
Yeah,
she won't you're not thinking she's going to collapse on live television. um
yeah.
but yeah, there's really going to be no progress probably unless it's all been an act. Her dad is like a Marxist economist professor at some big school.
Okay, all right, we're getting somewhere. She's a
I think
sleeper agent.
Yeah, I think he hates her, but it could be part of the act.
She gets into the Oval Office and he gives her a ring, and he's like, "You did fall out of a coconut tree," and that's like her wake up phrase. And she calls up all the banks, and she's like, Mark's called," and then she like shuts them all down.
What would be cool if she was really she's half Indian. So what if she was a sleeper agent for India and we just gave
Okay.
all our money to India and we like joined India and we just became like the next province of India and then they're on top.
What what would change for us? I mean, I'm
That'd
kind
be
of
crazy. The cricket league is broadcast in the US now.
they'd probably
Whoa.
be really upset with us because we won cricket against. I don't know if that
Oh
was
yeah,
India's.
we're on top now.
Yeah, we did good in cricket, and so we're up right now.
That's almost like getting beat by South Sudan. Look at that
Holy
trend.
shit, dude, that's a pretty good segue, buddy. Oh my god. Is there something in South Sudan that you want to talk about?
So Team USA played against South Sudan, and if you guys are wondering, you guys, I know you guys are thinking, you're thinking South Sudan. I've heard of Sudan. What is South Sudan? Well,
Well, if
it's
you
a
haven't
new
opened
country.
the internet in the last 13 years or so, nobody's mad at you.
If you have a pre 2011 globe, it's not on there, and so why
The
is
idea of one of our listeners just violently spinning a globe that's a
what?
year. What? I don't have that. I don't see that here. What are you talking about?
um, it's a new country that I have my own theories on how it formed. I think LeBron formed it, and I think this game that just happened was an industry plant game to increase his GOAT legacy.
Okay, so where do we get to the LeBron forming South Sudan jumping off point? How did we get there?
So, South Sudan declared independence a month after LeBron lost in the finals to the Mavericks. So he's at his lowest point in his career. He's worried about how he's going to be the goat, and so he's planning long term. And so he forms this country, and then yeah, I think he probably funded the rebellion. That's my opinion. And then so last night we're seeing LeBron James play against a guy named Thor. That's that's real to you?
That doesn't raise any eyebrows to you? Literally,
That's an actor.
that's what
Um,
is a crisis actor? Is that what they call
yeah,
it?
yep.
JT Thor is a crisis actor. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that.
Um, Carlick Jones is on South Sudan. What does that sound like? What's his name sound like?
Sounds like car lick.
No.
Garlic.
Yeah, garlic. So
Okay.
garlic is really healthy, right?
I guess I didn't know that.
It's really good for you. Well, if you Google LeBron James garlic, there's a story from 2016 where it's like LeBron James tries raw garlic, doesn't like it. And you know what that means? That he's not actually a healthy eater. And so then you have to question, how is he in such good shape? How is he still playing into this late age? And so
Mhm.
then that's confirmation of steroids.
Well, that's not. And so, okay, at that point, they get to play against South Sudan, a country that he, backs financially, and it's essentially pulling all of the strings on in a very like shadow government way. And so they get the call. They go into the huddle at the end of the game, and he's like, "Hey, let LeBron drive by you and
Yep.
make a layup and win the game." Okay, I see. I see where you're coming from now.
And then there's the full PR storm. They ask Anthony Edwards, what was the difference between you guys and South Sudan? He said, we have LeBron and they don't. Oh, whatever. There's
Wow.
Matthew Sponhours doing cartwheels on Twitter talking about LeBron's the GOAT for this. That was the plan. You know who assembled the South Sudan basketball team?
Who?
Luol Deng.
Love him.
Luol
Bulls legend.
Bulls legend Luol Deng. So something about players is every player wants every player in the NBA wants their generation's best player to be the GOAT. That's why all the 90s guys say Jordan is the best. That's why all the guys today say LeBron is the GOAT, because they want to
Who
think
still says Kareem is the GOAT? Is there anyone around
guy,
from them?
guys who played in the 70s. We don't hear from them because they're
Yeah,
not
they're
on
all
Twitter
they're
and
all
they're not on
writing.
Truth Social.
They're all fucking typing newspaper columns up,
Yeah.
trying to get the word out.
Yeah, I'm sure if I go out onto the porch on a sunny day, I'll find those takes. But yeah, so people always want to believe that they got beat by the GOAT because they're like,
Mhm.
well, if I lost, it's probably to the GOAT. Well, that's what Luol Deng was doing. As despite playing for the Bulls, Luol Deng's greatest legacy is being a pretty good LeBron defender.
Yes.
Um, and so in order to pump up his own legacy.
If you're pretty good at defending the GOAT, what does that
Yeah.
make you,
What does that mean? Yeah, that means
Gary
you're.
Payton, fucking his shit's sky
Yeah,
high off that. Goddamn, now that I'm thinking about it.
yeah. That's how it works. So I think Luol Deng was part of this plot, and so yeah, he became the president of South Sudan. He funded the entire thing himself.
Is he the
Um,
president of the country or the
of
basketball
of
team?
of the basketball team.
Okay. I was like, that feels like it would be way bigger news if Blue Alder. I know he's building them an indoor basketball court. I saw that.
Yeah,
They don't
they have plans to get 9. Right now they have 0.
Yeah, that's crazy. You gotta pump those numbers up, South Sudan. But again, 13 years old, bigger fish to fry, I suppose.
And then they have the young Duke prospect on there, 17 years old.
He
His
was
name
cool.
his name is Kaman Malwash. You think that you think that's not an industry plant? Come on.
Come on, Malwash, what are you doing? As opposed to the American flag, which is just a completely natural. I mean,
No. I got a text from my mom that said fresh baked cookies exclamation point. Crap, they're not going to be warm when I get home.
oh my god, this guy's
Oh,
not going to be able to eat milk and cookies and then go to bed. What a loser.
hot take. Don't drink milk. I don't like it.
You don't drink any milk?
Nope.
Not
Well,
like,
I
what
have
about
it in
oat
coffee.
milk?
I have it in coffee, but I don't drink any straight up milk.
Dude, you know who's a psychopath about milk? Is my brother. He listens to this pod. He's in the Patreon, so I'm about to air his shit out.
He's milk pilled.
He's the most milk-pilled person I've ever met.
Oh,
He so I guess it was probably 2 years ago at this point. He's, like, really big into working out and stuff, and he was trying to, like, put on weight, and so he did this thing called the GOMAD diet, and that stands for gallon of milk a day. And so he would drink a gallon of milk every single day. one full gallon, and he had to stop because milk is a natural opiate, and it would keep him up at night because he was drinking so much milk that he really was unable to sleep well.
Was he blowing up your toilet?
No, I mean, I think his body handled it fine. Like he didn't act like his stomach really hurt ever or anything, and it worked. He gained like 20 pounds of muscle. Like he was big as shit.
Oh, muscle. I was like, yeah, I'm sure.
No, he
Uh,
was guy guy who gains 20 pounds of just like fat because he won't
by
stop drinking milk.
drinking a gallon of milk. No, I swear it works. No, I trust you.
Yeah, I trust you, bro. You fucking big boy. Oh my god. Yeah. So shout out to brother Joestar for your $5 a month and for not drinking all the milk anymore. We got plenty of milk in the fridge. I would say I'm more milk pilled than the average person. We don't really drink any milk back home, but I don't mind a glass of cold milk.
You know, I found out on TikTok you're not the biggest Joestar account.
There is a guy. Oh, have you been seeing the guy Toki Joestar?
Yeah, I saw him for the first time.
I I saw him years ago. He blew up um doing like hand pan videos. It's like an instrument that you like bonk and it I don't know. It's a percussion instrument, I
Oh, is it
suppose.
the big metal thing that you like, boom, 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 like
Yeah,
that?
and you like sit in crisscross applesauce with it in
Oh
your lap.
yeah.
So
I
he
still see an old man who does that in like a river.
yeah, I see that guy too. He's weird, but Toki Joestar. Did you see him for all like the Nash Cash drama that he was posting this week? That's why he popped up on my For You page.
Oh yes, yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, so I don't really have anything to add to that. But soon I will. What's he at? He probably I wonder how many followers he
He
has.
has over 1 million.
Oh my god, I'm not catching up to him anytime soon. Fuck.
I don't. How do people get there? That's crazy.
With 1 million, I feel like it's hard. At that point, it's like hard not to be pigeonholed into something because like then you are ubiquitous with the videos that like got you to 1 million followers, I feel like.
Yeah. I what's it called? Oh, did you see Twisters?
I'm going to see tomorrow in IMAX. I'm so
Mm,
fucking ready, dude. Is it good?
I'll tell you what. I was a little disappointed. I
What
I think I think the original is better.
Oh my god. I haven't seen the original in years.
I watched it for the first time before I saw this new one. It's so good. I love it so much.
It's good. It's good. It's the first movie ever put onto VHS. Did you know that?
I think I heard that in the run up.
Yeah, we had it on VHS at my grandparents' house. It was one that we used to watch a lot. It's good. It's a good movie. I've been hearing it's been getting Did you ever see Top Gun Maverick?
Yes.
I It left theaters before I got to saw it or before I got to see it.
Really? That was in theaters for like 8 months.
I know, I know. I just never fucking got around to it, and at that point, I was like, now I don't wanna watch it unless it's in theaters because I feel like I'm doing it a disservice, so I've never watched it. But it's getting Top Gun Maverick comps on my timeline. People have been like, "Oh, this is like it's like that kind of legacy sequel that's just as good or better."
People really do like it. And I listened to the Ringer movie podcast afterwards, and they basically had every single opposite take of me.
Mhm.
Like even down to I left the movie thinking Daisy Edgar Jones's accent was bad. I was like, oof, I could see it slipping out. I could tell it slipped out a few times.
I've seen that take a lot.
They were like, well, Sean Fennessy and Amanda Dobbins, they were like, it was great. It was a really good accent. And so, yeah, they had, the majority of people like it. So I'm in the minority. It was still a fun movie, but not as
Yeah.
good as the original. The original, oh man, Richard Seymour Hoffman. Wait, that's his name, right?
Richard
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah. Holy
Yeah, he's a star in the original.
damn. I forgot he was in that. I haven't seen it since I was like
It's
a
a
kid.
small role, but it's so good.
Phil Hoffman, baby, he fucking rocks. Oh my god, we should do a Philip Seymour Hoffman roles draft. Sometime when we're not completely ripping off Bill Simmons, like a separate time, we can do that. Fuck, what was I just about to say? Oh, did you see? I haven't seen Long Legs yet either. You said you were
Oh,
gonna see that.
yes, I did. It was good. Obviously it didn't live up to the hype, which I think most people are saying, but I didn't think it was bad. And I didn't people are doing the thing where they're like, that was actually a funny movie. I think it was funny. I don't think it's I think it was still creepy, but
Hmm.
it just the expectations were too high.
Yeah, I'm trying to like isolate my expectations from that, where it's like obviously like, the only movie I can ever remember getting that much hype and then still being as good as it was supposed to be is Parasite. Like, I remember that
Mhm.
people freaking the fuck out, and then watching that and being like, "That was exactly what people said it was." Like, that was insanely good. But beyond that, yeah, pretty much every especially with scary movies, I feel like it never works out.
Yeah. The only guy who lives up to expectations every time in scary movies is Jordan Peele. My goat.
My goat. He's got 2026 is supposed to be a crazy year. There's like a wild run of scheduled movies at the end of 2026, and he has one in there. I know that.
2026. Oh my god. Hopefully Cooper Flag's on my team by then.
No, hope Matas Buzelis. He's been hooping a little bit.
He's been like I have not been watching the games, and so
He's got
I'm
cool highlights. You
I
saw
just
the
see
alley oop.
clips. All the clips are like he dunked on somebody. Look, he caught this hoop at his knees and brought it up and dunked it. He's doing this, and then I checked the box where it's like 4 for 17. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, he's cool. It's undetermined if he's good yet.
When's the last Bulls draft pick that had aura? You know,
Let's see. Kobe did.
Kobe did. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Um, so is there who's in 2020? Patrick Williams. It's
No.
he's kind of like a mystery box. Like you look at him and you're like, something could be hiding under the surface. Is that a ray gun? Could be a ray gun. But
Oh, damn. That'd be a good NBA gimmick. Just like we could work the mystery box in as an analogy somehow. That would be fun.
but yeah, then who did we take? We didn't take anyone in 2021 because we traded the
We
pick.
can have Franz. We don't need him.
He doesn't have aura. 2022. Who did we take? Who was that draft? Is that Paulo?
2022? Um,
Yeah,
that
that.
might be Paolo and Chet. Yeah.
Who did the Bulls? Oh, we took Dalen Terry. Yeah, no
Oh
aura.
Lord.
2023, no pick. 2024. Who do we do? Oh, Buzelis. Okay.
Toss.
So yeah.
Jeez, come on. Lock in,
So
dude.
so yeah. Before that is Kobe, and then I don't know. Before hey Wendell, yeah, the Block Panther. Oh wait, no, that's Jaren Jackson. But he
So has never
actually
played for your team.
we call people in the subreddit their nickname. Wendell Carter's nickname in the Bulls subreddit was Oatmeal.
That's auraless. Why was it oatmeal?
Because he was thick.
Oh, okay. I like that. Wizards draft picks. I would say there's a fair amount of aura sprinkled in there. Alex Sarr, sparingly low aura right now. It's not looking great in the offensive end.
He's under attack. People are saying he's trash. He's on Anthony Bennett watch on the offensive end. He's there are still some crazy defensive highlights with him.
It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Rudy Gobert has absolutely fucked the aura of like every player who's only good at defense for the next 15 years.
Mm.
No one
Well,
will ever respect it.
the thing is though, Alex Sarr can switch onto the perimeter, so he won't have the moment stumbling against Luca. So that'll save him some aura points. That'll save him like 10,000.
Yeah, but the offense has been. You were a little right when you're like, "Oh, he doesn't want to play with Trey." I kind of think he wants to post up a little bit and cook.
Yeah. He'll get there one day. He's gonna be. He's now the next Aaron Gordon.
Hey, Aaron Gordon, Hall of Very Good, first ballot in my book. I love the guy. So, yeah, Alex Sar, Bub Carrington, crazy aura. Oh my god,
Yeah.
aura through the roof. He literally should have been number one overall. He's so fucking good. Who was the Wizards rookie? Oh, Bilal. I will give him aura. I feel like he's kind of cool. Johnny Davis though, that fucks up like the aura of the entire team. That's just a brutal pick to miss on.
Corey Kispert's very good looking. Are those synonymous? Can you be good looking without aura?
Oh man, I would struggle to think of a player who is both good looking and does not have aura. And regardless, Corey Kispert has your hot hand scorer. That's aura like crazy. Oh my god.
Abaji doesn't have aura, but he's very good looking.
Hold on, my producer's saying something.
Mm.
Oh, she says Denny has zero aura, even though he's
Ah,
handsome. I would
and
agree with that.
he like dyed his hair too, which is so odd. And he's a good player.
Yeah, that's the correct Denny, good player, good looking, IDF super soldier.
Yeah, maybe.
Pretty much confirmed that. I mean, I don't know what he was doing over there. Hopefully, he was just like filing papers and stuff. But,
Oh man.
but
Hopefully just push-ups.
he was like, "Can I just do like NBA workouts while I'm over here? Can I just sprint around?" And they're like, "Yeah, dude, do whatever you want."
Can I just be the guy who calls Biden and tells him
And
10,
we need
10 more mil?
10 mil. Cough it up, bozo. And he's like, "Is this my grandson?" Okay.
This is Bo Biden. Give us money. That's what they're saying.
Oh man. Okay. Fuck it. We're at 36. We are going to squeak over that hour mark. I have 3 lobbyist requests written down here. We
Oh
can
wait,
crack into
I thought of a good late night one that I think this is probably more Kimmel than Fallon.
Okay. What do you got?
Joe Biden retired to spend more time with his family. And then you show a picture on a monitor of him doing crack with Hunter Biden.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
Oh,
that is
and then you could think we're working prostitutes in there too.
absolutely. That'd be easy. I don't know who it would be because Jill's a respectable woman, and I would never do that. But I don't know who that metaphor would shoot towards. The only other I think I got through all of my late night jokes, and I'm not quick with it on the fly like you are. I like to sit back. Like, what are some of the defining actions of Joe Biden's presidential tenure outside of like Israel Palestine, which is obviously the big one. He kind of got cucked with January 6th. I feel like he never really got back for that whole he never spun the block back on the crowd that way, even though he did prosecute a lot of them. You could probably work in a joke about that somehow. Beyond that, I don't know.
Yeah, he's just. Do I have health care? No. Do I have free college? No. I mean, I guess he did a little bit on loans, but still, not as much as he feels like he could have.
Also, not as much as he was saying. Like, I don't know. He was like, "I'm gonna fucking obliterate all of it. You guys will literally never have to worry about this ever again." And now, look at me now, worrying about it. Funny how that works, Joe. Interesting. Super cool. So the lobbyist requests, one of them that I really liked, Ebi Moshiri says, recently the Discord has dubbed Pat Bev an enemy of the state for signing with Tel Aviv. I think I think enemy of the state is a fun concept. It's like the opposite of friend of the program. Do you guys have any other ideas for enemies of the program? Parentheses, the Clippers front office got a shout out for enemy of the state as well.
Obviously Miles Bridges is enemy of the state. Did you see what he tweeted?
Oh, yes. Explain it for people who aren't locked into Twitter like us.
So I'm assuming this is real. I suppose it's possible it's not real, but it looks like a tweet that he did tweet and then deleted, where somebody responded to a tweet of his with a picture of the woman he abused and said like, "So who did this?" And then he said, he just replied, "Acne and bad filler," which is crazy, and it's a picture of a woman with like two black eyes.
Yeah. I did see that. I will, yeah, stamped enemy of the program, enemy of the state. You're not, he will not be coming on next week. Miles
No.
Bridges is up there. The classic. If you are like a sex criminal, then yeah, you are probably an enemy of the state. So Kevin Porter Jr., Joshua Primo, you guys are on here. But in terms of like more personal biases towards players,
Arturas Karnisovas is an enemy of the state. We
Arturis,
we will get him deported, guys.
holy crap, I will not go that far.
I
I'm not
want to go back to Lithuania.
just full on xenophobia for this one guy. And like Lithuanians start calling him, "What's wrong with you?" This is and we're like, "Oh, we don't feel this way about Lithuanians. It's just Arturas Karnisovas."
Sabonis can stay.
Shout out to Domas. Anthony Edwards, I'll stamp him. Enemy of the state. I don't want him on here. I had Jamal Murray and clamps. God, I can't believe they lost that fucking game. But shout out to them getting blown out by the Mavericks. That was extremely cathartic, and I really needed that. Other than that, I'm thinking of like players. I don't hate Draymond anymore. That would have been a first ballot back in the day. Um, Josh Giddey. Oh yeah, easy, easy. How do you feel? Is he an enemy of? He's your teammate.
Yes, Josh Giddey is like DEFCON 1, FBI's most wanted. Like even putting off court issues aside, like oh my god, that is like, why are we funding that?
Yeah, absolutely. He is you guys are like the United States funding the Taliban in like the 80s right now. And then the
This
third
is gonna pay off. I
the
promise.
the third year of Josh Giddey's like max extension you're gonna give him, that's the Taliban like striking back in the mid 2000s. It's like, oh, this is really coming back to bite us. I don't know how we didn't see this one coming, you guys. So yeah, Giddey, Primo, Anthony Edwards is not quite in the same tier as all of those guys in terms of like actively criminal. But I don't super fuck with the guy.
Which Chicago trade is worse, Giddy for Caruso, or all of the Chicago streets to Abu Dhabi for a one-time payment? I think that's the thing that happened. I think it was Abu Dhabi. We sold all our streets, like all the tolls and stuff, for the rest of the time. They get it now.
What?
They own the streets of Chicago.
What? Are you serious? Let me Google this.
Yeah, yeah. Pull it up. Pull it up.
What did you get? What did you get in exchange for this?
We got a big one, a lump sum, I believe.
Okay, Abu Dhabi has a 75-year on all the parking meters in Chicago. are, are you kidding me? Oh, yeah.
That
Okay,
free agency is going to be crazy in 75
and
years.
in 10 years, Abu Dhabi has already made back their investment. What was the
Yeah.
money they gave up for this? I'm trying to find out. They got $1.15 billion from Abu Dhabi. And so, yeah, for essentially $1 billion, Abu Dhabi bought 75 years of Chicago's entire parking meters.
And you know that
Dude,
money,
you
like how much of that billion went into the police force? Probably the majority of it.
yeah, absolutely. Cool. That rocks. Chicago. It's a cool city. I like the city. It's a silly city. That's a cartoonish thing to have happen. And Lori Lightfoot, oh my god.
Oh my god, so funny. I was just talking about this with my friends. We had Lori Lightfoot and JB Pritzker at the same time. What an epic combination. And now JB Pritzker might be in the running for vice president. Big problems need big solutions. So I'm on
Uh,
board.
we get the guy. I don't know. I think if you put anybody into that kind of office, even if they go in squeaky clean, they are probably bound to be corrupted by the power that it comes along with in some capacity, whether it's like compliance while shady shit is happening. I just don't want that. JB Pritzker, he's like a silly guy right now who has like an
He is a
outdoor
billionaire.
toilet.
We don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, we don't know what his he's got skeletons already. So they're hidden under his suit jacket. But what if he's not actually big?
Oh, they're like he's got his RFK. I got skeletons. I never said I
Oh,
didn't.
oh my god.
Um,
What a crazy response. Did you sexually assault this woman? I have skeletons.
yeah, you fucking psychopath. Tyler Merrick says, I'm using my $5 a month to ask 2 questions. Buddy, you can ask as many as you want. We might just not answer them all. One, at what point should Adam Silver tell owners and GMs that if they don't stop being cavemen, he's taking their teams away? And two,
Mm,
what NBA players have JoJo's stands in parentheses that they've played with? The best example is Draymond Green literally being Steph Curry's star platinum. Now you have not seen JoJo's, so you wouldn't understand this. I'm trying. Is there like stands are kind of like Pokemon, I guess. Like are you familiar with the concept at all?
a Pokemon?
No,
Or
of stands.
not really. Do they just bring out a guy and the guy has powers?
Yeah, yeah. So essentially like through whatever spirit energy like the fucking canon is in JoJo, you conjure this guy that only other stand users can see, and
Mm,
yeah, they all have like specific individual unique powers, and Star Platinum is just like a really strong fast stand that ends up being able to do some pretty cool stuff. No spoilers in here. So yeah, I guess this is like who are Stockton and Malone, they would definitely be like evil stand users. And I think Malone is
mm.
probably using Stockton in that regard.
Okay. I'm picking up the vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like it would be like Pokemon where yeah, you like throw one out and you're going up against this other guy, but it's not like although some it's weird. Once you get like deep into the lore, some of them are like separate sentient entities that you're like interacting with, and then some of them are just kind of like puppets that you're using to attack the other guy. It's pretty strange. It's bizarre even. Amari Stoudemire and Steve
That's what I was
Nash.
thinking, yeah.
Yeah. If you're like just talking in terms of like violence attacking the basket, Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash. Yeah, Steve Nash doesn't have the power, but Amari Stoudemire provides it for him. So yeah, I like that example. Stockton and Malone, they would be evil. I think Magic Johnson, and every other Laker besides Kareem could be considered his stand because there's one stand that's a gun and the bullets, it's called Sex Pistols, and the bullets are like awake, they're alive, and they can like bounce off each other and stuff, and they have their own distinct personalities, and so like Michael Cooper could be one of those bullets in transition.
Mm. Um can they ever be like evil and get like out of control?
I It's definitely possible that that's happened because I'm not completely caught up. I've only seen through like part 5, but as far as I know, that hasn't. Like I haven't seen that happen. If it could, who would you describe it as?
Westbrook and Durant. And
Oh, I like that.
or it's like Ash and Charizard, or like when Ben 10 and Ghost Freak, that type of
Mm,
element.
yeah, I like that. Shout out to Ghost Freak. That was a I liked that episode of Ben 10. And I liked him as an alien. I didn't think he got enough shine.
He was scary to me.
He was never that scary, but I always thought he was like super powerful. I was like, he can fly and you literally can't touch him. And
Yeah,
this isn't your go-to guy.
and he could like possess people, right?
Yeah, like it just seemed so versatile. It was pretty overpowered. That's probably why the writers didn't use it. But
Danny
yeah,
Phantom was very powerful too.
how do characters like that ever? I don't know. There's a lot of characters where it's just like, how do you have problems? Like you're really fucking up. But whatever. That's not what the request was about. At what point should Adam Silver tell owners and GMs that if they don't stop being cavemen, he's taking their teams away? Are the Bulls so the Bulls are like objectively the dumbest team in the league right now to you?
Yeah. I mean, who else is in the running? Like the Wizards are probably still in the running. Um,
Yeah. It's like the Wizards,
Even the
because like
Pistons, like I feel like the Pistons, they're in a hole, but it wasn't like incredibly irrational, horrible decision making that got there. Obviously, there were mistakes, but like Cade Cunningham, like all the draft picks made sense.
yes. Like you really can't like maybe this Tobias Harris thing, you're like a little bit like why the fuck did you pay him? But it doesn't matter that much because you're bad and you have to kind of pay someone anyways. But yeah, like looking back, even the Killian Hayes pick, like that missing on Killian Hayes that bad to start your rebuild. A lot of people have brought that up as like something that
Mhm.
really puts you behind the eight ball. Um,
But
but
that was
yeah,
like pick 7. Like that doesn't compare to like taking James Wiseman at 2.
yeah. And so I think I wouldn't put an argument in for the Warriors. Like they've been stupid since like the Bob Myers tenure and everything, but I don't it's still miles ahead of what the
Yeah,
Bulls are doing. And so yeah, I guess at some point Adam Silver, I don't think he would take a team away, but maybe they
it
could
would
do
only happen if like profits were actually being
yeah, the
hurt,
Bulls are
and even
profitable.
then, I don't know if he could. We lead the league in attendance, so everything is going according to plan. But he's
That's
just
so funny.
cool. He's just cool having major teams just rot. Like the Knicks have been rotting for 20 years now.
Yeah, he's cool
Now
with
they
that.
they turned it around, but yeah,
And he's cool like it's crazy how for so many people his legacy is just completely separated from like the Miles Bridges stuff. Like it doesn't feel like people really connect those two,
mm-hmm.
even though that's like one
He's
of the
viewed as like a progressive figure because of the Donald Sterling thing.
yeah, but like that is like one of the defining like real tangible decisions that he's made. Like obviously the Donald Sterling thing is another one of those, but that was a fucking layup. Like Donald Sterling was on microphone like saying the N-word and stuff. That's something you have to step in and change. With Miles Bridges, like that
It,
feels
it
like
it should be a layup
it
because
should
like
be.
we
Like,
have we have pictures of the violence. He pled guilty, and
yes.
he's very openly showed almost zero remorse. Like he did his opening press conference where he's like, "I'm sorry, guys, it won't happen again." Immediately dropped that persona, and now he's
Mhm.
on Twitter, uh, gloating about how he's it's okay for him to do this.
Yeah. So I don't it would literally just have to be money. Tyler Merrick, like if the Bulls started losing the league massive amounts of money, then he would step in. But beyond that, I'm not sure. I wonder what crime someone could commit. Like if someone kills someone, do they get to play in the NBA still if they beat the charge?
Well, let's say if LeBron kills, if it comes out, LeBron got drunk at the Olympic Village and killed a man. He strangled him.
Oh, holy
What
shit.
what
Okay.
what happens?
Um the league is still profitable at that point. I
Is
feel like
LeBron kicked out? And like the where are the Olympics? Paris? Like,
Yeah,
okay. And they dropped the charges. Paris is like, yeah, we're not prosecuting this for
but
whatever
he
reason.
definitely did it.
Like it's on video. It's
It
on
was,
security camera footage.
it would be so funny. Like LeBron James kills a guy like that. Um, LeBron fans are almost 100% like pivoting on the victim, like on the guy he killed to like they're like, this guy had a history of drug use. Wow,
Public
maybe
urination. This guy's a pedophile.
wow, this guy is literal. I mean, maybe LeBron did us a favor. Who knows, guys?
That the guy had COVID. He was gonna spread it to everybody.
He was gonna die anyways. Like, what's the big deal, you guys? He's literally the goat. Oh my god, he came back from 3-1. I don't know why you're making this such a big deal. All right. TC McCaffrey says, "Why has nobody traded for nobody parentheses the Knicks traded for Duop Reith for Duop Reith?
Ah,
He's the second oldest player on the Trailblazers and won't get much playing time with Aiton and Klingon ahead of him." And Robert Williams. Don't forget him.
yeah, I don't know. Well, because he is like, I don't know if he'll be able to play in the playoffs because he's not a great defensive player overall. He's kind of like a
Hmm.
stiff. But he is interesting as like a stretch big. So I don't know. Well, do the Knicks have anything to give up for him?
Almost certainly not. I don't really know what their picks
Randall.
pool. Oh, Julius Randle for Duop Reith. Oh my God, NBA GMs are furious that we
And maybe
figured out
8 to
this.
match salaries.
Holy shit! And then they just immediately waive Aiton. They only wanted Duop Reith.
They take
Um,
the salary hit. They just have 36 million gap in there.
We don't want him. We don't want him. Don't bother going to the mattress store, DeAndre. Just turn around.
He'd,
Yeah, I
he'd
don't
be
know.
blowing up the Villanova group chat, being like, "Guys, get on 2K." So no one's getting on tonight. Come on! It's like 3 a.m.
He's like,
So I'm playing. I'm in the Discord alone.
I see your avatars are up. I know you're on right now. Just get on 2K. Come on, guys. Do up Reese. He would be chill, I guess, for the Knicks. I don't know. Like if the Knicks, it feels like they have to be like they have to take a big step forward with all the talent they added and everything. But like Hardenstein was so important to like
Mhm.
what they did, especially in the playoffs and everything. So I really don't know what they're going to do on that front. I just thought Duop Reith, he got his name dropped. I thought I'd comment at the end here. I'm trying to pull up Patreon to do one more lobbyist request for you guys, but that shit is not loading. And we're at 57 minutes. I don't know. Do you want to just bullshit for 3 minutes? Do you have okay, we talked about USA versus South Sudan. Did we hit on everything we wanted to?
um. Well, how much of the game did you see? I rewatched the last couple minutes, but that's it.
I watched the most of the second half in an airport. I watched it though.
So, what's your takeaway from what's your lineup takeaway? Who are the
I
good
mean,
lineups? Who are the bad ones?
lineups. So I feel the Embiid hate is a little strange because like I did feel like he was like him, AD and Bam were all like had their flaws in this game, and he still overall he had like 14 points on he missed one shot. Like defensively he wasn't super good, but the entire team was not particularly good in this game, and so I still feel like the best offenses. Jackson Frank tweeted out uh Steph, LeBron, and Embiid actions running off each other. That's like the best offense Team USA can consistently generate. And it's way better. Like I understand. I don't like Embiid isolations in this setting a ton. It does feel like it kind of kills
Mhm.
ball movement, but like the actions with him and Steph, pick and roll or whatever, he gets a lot of super cool looks in that regard. So I think him, Steph and LeBron, Embiid, and then at that point, I feel like you could dip into the role player bag a little bit, like Derek White and Drew Holiday, or whoever you want to throw out there. Feels like they do way more. Like Drew Holiday in the South Sudan game was huge in the second half. He made a ton of really big plays, especially when he was out there with that second unit group they started the second half with that kind of got Team USA back into it. What do you think?
Yeah, that was one of the things that really stuck out to me was how comfortable Derek White is being a role player and like contributing off ball versus I saw him out there with Tatum and with Ben, I forget who the other guys were, but it was like just the offense was totally stagnant outside of Derek White.
Yeah.
But yes, Steph feels unstoppable whenever he's out there. Like it feels like he's always getting open, and I don't know what you do with him because
Yeah.
like the better the team you put Steph on, the more dangerous he becomes.
And especially in this setting, like South Sudan's shot really well from three in this game. If at least Shayok did, or whatever his name is. Like
Mm.
he had a cold end of the third quarter, but for the entire game he was fucking nuclear. And so he or Steph being out there and Steph creating so many crazy 3-point opportunities in this setting, it feels almost like more valuable than it is in the NBA, where like teams in the NBA are genetically engineered at this point to create 3-point opportunities, whereas in FIBA, it feels like the style of play is a little bit more old school, even though it has modernized a little bit with like 3-point shooting. It feels like they're not as good at like cranking those opportunities out. So yeah, Steph is just cool in that setting. And yeah, Derek White, when people were like Donovan Mitchell over Derek White, I was like, Donovan Mitchell clears him as a player,
Mhm.
obviously. Like he's way, way, way better. But like Donovan Mitchell doesn't like fix what was going wrong for the Team USA in that game or anything. He gives them a little more redundancy when they have like a cold shooting night from three. But yeah, Derek White, it just feels invaluable on this roster.
And I saw Steve Kerr came out and said he didn't prepare the team well enough. I think they were going under a lot of screens,
Hmm.
and South Sudan was just shooting. They were just making them. But yeah, it is like it's crazy that they're such a new team, but they have like Carlick Jones is a really prolific G League player and
Hmm.
like a fringe NBA guy. Wenyan Gabriel has stuck in the NBA for a while. Um, what's it
He's
called?
toolsy. He's toolsy. That's what they
Yeah.
call it. Wenyan Gabriel, beautiful physical tools.
Mariel Shayok was like one of the best scorers in all of college basketball when he was in he played at Iowa State, I think, with was he with or before Halliburton? But he was there. And he was crazy in college. I think he's in China now. They had the 17-year-old prodigy. Bull is on this team. He didn't even play.
Yeah. Which
Um,
is like that almost feels like a little bit of like commentary on where Bull is currently at in his
why did
contributions.
he? Was he like injured or something? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head. I didn't see any reports about it, but it's
He
definitely
was like
possible.
out. He was listed out like right before the game. So
Oh, okay, all right.
but and then they have some other guys who are like NBL players. So this is a really good team.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll beat some other guys. And they only made the Olympics, I read, because another team that beat them in Africa uh ended up getting COVID at some point, and so they were like disqualified.
Oh
So
shit.
they got to take their place in a tournament, and then they ended up making the World Cup, and then they qualified for the Olympics at the World Cup, I guess. So it's a team of destiny.
Damn, that's sick. Yeah, and it's crazy. They lost. Yes, it is so hard to overstate how insane JT Thor's like pull up
Mm,
corner three over
84,
LeBron.
yeah.
Like that shot over LeBron to take the lead back with like 20 seconds left or whatever. It felt like it was going in because that's just how the momentum of the game had been sliding. But to see it go in still, I was like, that's I mean, one of the craziest shots I've seen in a long time live. It was a super fun game, and yeah, shout out to South Sudan. It seemed like they were all pretty happy with how they like represented their country and everything, and like kind of put them on the map as a basketball team. So I know I will be paying a little bit more attention to them heading into the Olympics and everything, and that's cool.
We're Team South Sudan now. We hate Sudan. No, I don't know. I don't know what this.
I'm not locked into the political conflicts there.
geopolitics.
Maybe I'll read up on it. I want to know who to support in that regard. But
There's
as of
no
right
way
now,
Luol Deng is wrong.
who? Oh, Akon is who I was thinking of. He's pumped a ton of money into Africa as well. So shout out to
Oh,
Akon.
is
Shout
he
out to
from the
Luol
Congo?
Deng. I think so, but let me Google it. Fuck it, I ain't got time.
Serge Ibaka.
Akon is from St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, but you know what? Serge Ibaka. Oh, wait. Well, what's his? Where are his parents from?
It looks like he's from Senegal. Like his parents are
Mm.
from Senegal.
Okay, so that's where he's building his crypto city or whatever. What is he doing over there?
Something along those lines.
But yeah, Serge Ibaka. Didn't he play for Spain back in the day?
Maybe. It says he's from the Congo.
Yeah, he is, but I think he played for Spain somehow.
That Spain national team. Let me see this. Yeah, he's also a Spanish citizen, and he played for the national team. Yeah, that's
Luol
cool.
Deng played for Great Britain because South Sudan didn't have a team yet.
Neat. I'm tired, Mr. Escobar.
I'm ready to get them out of our face, and I'm ready for them to be serenaded by Pau Gasol.
Pal, sing us a lullaby, baby.
Lay down a list of what is wrong.